You're doing what?
I'm the best man.
No, I've got a microphone. I'm winning.
No, I definitely can't.
Best man.
I wouldn't quite say man. Where have you been last year? Supporting Ben?
Excuse me.
I'm the smallest.
No one argued that.
I'm not the best man. How are we going to decide who's the best man?
I'll decide with a round of best man blind date.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Blind Date. And here is your host, Mr. Black.
Hi guys, so the black here, obviously with a sore throat. Let's forget about that. Let's meet tonight's contestants. Okay, contestant number 1. What's your name and where do you come from?
Hello, my name's Mike, and I come from the exact same place as Ben. No of them.
Hi Mike, from the same place as Ben. Contestant number 2. What's your name and where do you come from?
My name's Peter, and I'm from a very tiny insignificant place, Nelson.
You're from Nelson, great to meet you. Contestant number 3. What is your name and where are you from?
My name is Joel, and I'm from a rather large place in Ben's heart.
Hello Joel from a large place. Contestant number 4. Last but least, what is your name and where do you come from?
Oh, my name's Nino, and I'm from Ben's new home, Blackpool.
Nino from Ben's new home, great to meet you. Now, this is a special episode of Best Man Blind Date. You see, the crew is very impatient, so you only have one question. So make your answer count. So to contestant number 1, why should you be best man?
Well, I think first and foremost, I'm actually related to Ben. I think blood has to count for something here. And as his older brother, I rather took on a special privilege. Not that I asked for it, but I think it's turned out all right under my tutelage. I think I'm responsible for his impeccable interest in taste in music, women, and friends. Maybe not friends. But I think I've done all right. I think he's done all right by me as well. So I think that's going to count for something. And if not, I have a rather large computer hard drive full of many embarrassing photos and videos. Should you make the wrong decision. And I think that is why I should be best man.
Answer accepted. Thank you, Mike. So, contestant number 2. Why should you be best man?
See, Ben could have asked anyone to be his best man, and he clearly did, looking at these guys. However, he still asked me, and the fact is, I would do anything for him. Well, maybe not quite. I might lend him a guitar. No, probably not. At the most, I'd probably lend him an old pair of socks. But see, Ben could have asked anyone to do anything for him. He rang me when he had 5 guys there trying to get a 5-foot wide piano through a 2-foot doorway. But I did it. And as Mike says, if I'm not chosen, I have many embarrassing stories.
large place.
Well, you see,
Wait a minute, I didn't ask the question. Why should you be best man?
Well, for a start, you see, I wanted to get some extra time in there. That's how much I love you. But I've known Ben and the McNee family for a very long time. In fact, Liz even bought me my own toothbrush at her house. Now, how many people do that? She bought the rest of the families because she had to. She bought mine because she wanted to. Me and Ben, you know, we've spent countless hours doing silly things. We've spent countless hours on the ministry trying to talk to people about the Bible. Not all productive, I'll admit. Most of it probably spent in subways on a Friday morning. But there you go. Yeah, exactly. Now, me and Ben have spent many nights proving to the rest of the family that we can both act and sound like 4-year-olds at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm really sorry about that, Chris and Liz. If you want to know those stories, ask. Yeah, ask. Sorry, Mike. I'm very sorry. But yeah, Ben should pick me for best man because I don't know two friends who can impress each other as much as me and Ben. We once had a 20-minute conversation about how amazing we each was at playing guitar. Much to the embarrassment to turn around and see that your dad stood at the door looking at complete disbelief at you both. So me and Ben have spent a lot of time together and know each other really well, and that is why I should be best man.
So now, last and most definitely least, contestant number 4. Why should you be best man?
Just in response to you, I think that's why you should turn up at rehearsals, Joel. That's why I should be best man, because I turned up at rehearsal. And secondly, I use your toothbrush. Can't get closer than that. No, I think the reason why I should be best man is just simply because I'm unfair, unbiased, impartial, and you can count on me to get the job done. Fair, so fair. That's how I am, I'm honest. Which is, I know it's kind of a bit of a foreign concept being unbiased and impartial when you've lived with Adam for over a year, but that's what I am. Now I know you're thinking about that. I know you're thinking, you know, I've only known you for a year, how am I going to compete with these guys? But, you know, in fairness, it's been a year, but so much has happened. I mean, we've gone on holiday together, you've moved house twice, Adam's washed up about twice.
I was paid heavily.
We've formed a collection of people holding instruments, which soon might be a band with enough practice. And to top it all off, you got married, you know, to a beautiful person. It's been a wonderful day. I forgot what I was going to say now. I think that the reason why, you know, that I've been so drawn to you is that you've included me, and this is genuine, this is, you know, this is unscripted, you generally included me in 100% of whatever you've done. I hope that carries on. I know you're married now, and that figure might drop a little bit just to save your dignity, but you know, I appreciate it. It's really drawn me to it. I think anyone that knows you, and Adam as well, you know, together realise how friendly and how hospitable you are, even those that don't. And the reason why I say those that don't, because it was only Tuesday when we were practicing in the loft upstairs, and all of a sudden I looked up, middle of band, and there was this woman, this girl, sat on the chair in front of me drinking cider out of a plastic bag. Well, she'd heard the music outside and just rang the doorbell and said, "I'm here for the music." Adam had gone downstairs and assumed it was a relative of somebody and said, "Oh, come upstairs." It was about 10 minutes in, after she started wobbling a little bit on her seat, that we realised that no one actually knew her. She wasn't a relative of anyone. She was actually from Manchester and then somehow ended up in Blackpool and ended up, so we quickly got rid of her. Talking about band though, it was only 3 months ago that Ben rang me up about 10 to 12 or something on a Thursday night or something, 3 months ago. He went, "Oh, Ben, it's a brilliant idea. You learned bass guitar, then I'll teach you. If you buy one, I'll teach you and we'll form a band." Well, Ben, people will find out in a very short period of time. I'm still waiting for my second lesson. Don't count on Ben to get something done quickly. But never mind. You're married. You're married, so you know you forget about the things that you used to do. You forget, you know, the friends, things you used to enjoy. And I think, you know, sadly, I think the band might be just one of them. But I've to release some of that. I've come prepared, and I make no excuses for this being a shameless threat. Just bear with me a second.
Might need your legs.
See this? It's a saw. Now originally, I was actually going to threaten to cut up your guitar. After rehearsing a bit, I realised that wouldn't really mean much to you. So, I brought something else to cut. I'll do you a deal, right? You stay in Blackpool, and you carry on playing in the band. Then you can have this in one piece. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'm going to have to use the saw. Sorry, this is shameless. Right. Yeah? Now, unless I've chosen as best man, and I will do it, you can have it in one piece, or you can have it in two pieces.
Why?
What's it going to be? I'll let you decide.
Tough decision, crew. Let me give you a recap. Mike, contestant number 1. He might be your best brother, but does that make him your best man?
Easily.
Well, only Ben can decide. Contestant number 2, Haydock. On paper, you would give anything for your friendship. In reality, well, you would cap that at a pair of used socks. But do you need any socks? Only you know that. Contestant number 3, Joel. While Joel lacks in quality, he makes up for in quantity. But does he know too much? We'll start here. Antonio, your friendship is in whirlwind, but are its foundations deep-rooted? Ben, only you know. Over to you, crew. Who is your best man tonight?
Guys, I just asked you to be ushers.
What? Ushers? I don't have a sound for that. 1 minute. Sure. Can I have my voice back?
There we go. Okay. Maybe we'll finally have a best man speak. Can you hear me?
Can't hear me so good.
Okay, wasn't that good, guys? That was great, wasn't it? On a more serious note, though, it's always good to be serious sometimes. It seems there's an appointed time for it. It's good to reflect on why Ben and Trudie decided to marry. I imagine there's a few of you that haven't been around in the past year, and so may be wondering why you stood here today. But I do want to get in first that, you know, someone mentioned it before, I don't actually know if I'm happy or sad about this occasion. I've rambled on about wanting a brother my entire life. And tonight, I gained someone that you may call a brother. So that's great, thanks for that, Ben. But yeah, I enjoy being my sister's, you know, protective anti-boyfriend deflector machine. And tonight, my battery ran out and my force field dropped and you slipped in. So, I don't know if I'm happy or not, you know, I think I'm more upset actually than anything. Yeah.
Okay, I'm over it. Anyway. Tonight's this is a good speech for a reason, because it's probably one of the only times where the best man as such knows the bride better than he knows the groom. So that's good, isn't it? That's going to be nice. So where I go with that? So where do we begin anyway? I've lived with Trudie for about 16 years. I would assume it's fair to say, I understand what makes her tick, maybe to a small extent, I could probably make you happy or sad through my actions. Funny enough, it only took me a year of living with you, Ben, to sort of come to the same level as the way I know Trudie. I don't know if that means that Ben's just simple, or women are 16 times more complicated than men. I think that's what it is. But during that time, you can't help but keep a catalogue of things that, if either of them were to get married, things they would need to know, about a potential bride or a potential groom. And what better time than to share some of these precious details than after the ceremony. Oh well. Anyway, so can I have the list for Ben brought up, please? Just part one. Okay, no worries. Okay, so let's have a look, shall we? We've got number one thing that Trudie should know about Ben. Cheese. Okay, cheese. Because you're cold. You smell funny if you're not covered up. And if it melts under heat. Okay, yeah, that works. Cheese. Okay. So number two. 100% Tesco lean mince. You brought my shopping list. Where's the proper list? Sorry about that. I brought the shopping list. Take it back. That's tomorrow's shopping. Oh, it just so happens the list's on here. Oh dear. Okay, Trudie, this is the one thing you should know about him. Pointless that, isn't it? I wish I wouldn't have put that. Okay, if it's about a scripture, you know just as well as me that he'll give out it. He loves it. It's apparent. It's his delight. If it's to do with music, he doesn't miss a semiquaver, does it? To mine and Nino's detriment. But if it's making an egg sandwich, don't go near him. Yeah? You keep that head down. If it's making homemade wine, stick to cordial. It's more alcoholic. And if it's making pesto, well, Trudie, even you can open jars.
He likes mine.
But you know what, Trudie? I know you. I've lived with you for 16 years. To an extent, I know, like I said, what makes you happy or sad. And it seems to me that it's two things that make you happy or sad, and then two things just happen to be things scriptural and things musical. So we can have all the faults in the one, because the two things that you seem to like are the two things he happens to be good at. And so, based on that, you've done pretty well, haven't you? So, Trudie, what about you? 16 years, that's a long time to amass a catalogue of things worth noting. So, there must be a list for that as well. So, can I have that list brought in? No? Why? No? Nothing? Okay, never mind. Well, just happens I have something. I find it hard growing up as a boy, without someone to relate to. Because I was an only brother. I'm a guy, I want to do guy things, talk about guy things. But there isn't anyone, because you're only boy, no one understands. But I, to a big extent, didn't have to go through that because of you. There wasn't really anything I couldn't do with you. There was never a time when you said, I'm a girl, so I'm not doing that. I think I wrestled as much as any other guy. Sledging was noteworthy. It wasn't my fault, by the way. That's not my problem anymore. So yeah, in a sense, you're a guy's best friend, that's great, that's really good. But there was one thing I spent a decade trying to get you to do. You remember what it was? You told it every day for a decade. No, it means a lot to me. Well, tonight, because now I'm handing over responsibility to someone else, we're going to see if that decade, culminated in anything noteworthy, because you're going to come up here and try and do it one time for your big brother. Isn't that what it is? Maybe I can give you a slight clue. Football? No? I spent a decade trying to teach Trudie to do 3 kick-ups. Never once did she do it. So Trudie, you're going to come up here, and one last time, you're going to try and do 3 kick-ups and make your big brother happy. Let's clap her up, guys. 3. And I'm a happy guy, and I'll hand you over. Ben, she's all yours. I'm a happy guy. Very good, very good. That genuinely has never happened before, ever. That's quite amazing. That chair wasn't loud enough. Actually, on a serious note, you both bring probably your own idiosyncrasies to your marriage. I remember both of you coming to me at some point individually saying, I can't figure out what his or her flaws are. It's as though they're perfect. Well, that very quickly stopped. Obviously, as you figured that out. But you know what, for every problem that one of you made, not problem, idiosyncrasy, flaw, trait, whatever, for each one that you bring that might not be too ideal, the other seems to bring a willing solution or a whole heap of compromise to cover it, which I've noted in the ones that I've been around when you talk about. And I assume that then permeates into all of them. There's a scripture in the Bible, in a book called 1 John, and it gives the criteria for loving our Creator. And I'll just quote it. It says, "For this is what the love of God means, that we observe His commandments, and yet His commandments are not burdensome." So basically, the love of God is present when a situation arises where the temptation is not to do it God's way, because it's hard work, because it's tough, or you just don't want to. But yet, out of a loyal obligation, you do it. If that's sufficient for the maker of the universe, Jehovah, then it's certainly sufficient for 2 marriage mates, isn't it? And you know what? I see that definition put into action when I see the way you 2 deal with each other. And each time you continue, as I'm sure you will, to work through a problem together, regardless of whether it's successful or not, that doesn't even matter. It shows a divine standard of love just because you attempted it. We should keep that up. So, I should come to the end now. What more can I say? I know your anticipation for this wedding. I know really you just want this day to be over. You hate attention, you hate ceremonies, you hate photos, you hate being talked about. Really, you just always want it to be tomorrow, where you're able to just help each other, plod on through the system, using your strengths together to your advantage and to Jehovah's. So that's going to happen very soon. But then you've got 15 minutes of quiet time, and then I think you come up by music, and definitely all the attention will be on you. So I think this is perhaps the bit where I'd go and thank a few people here that's helped out. Thankfully, I don't need to, because everyone here has been invited specifically because they mean something to Ben or to Trudie. And without that positive effect that any of you had, this day may not have been such a happy day or a day at all. So thank you all genuinely, sincerely, for the effect you've had on Ben and Trudie's life. Thank you.
Okay, that was really good. Hope you all enjoyed that. I think again we should give them all a round of applause because I think again, 2 wonderful people.
No, I'm fine.